Hello, search here for the backyard driving range. All right, we have a question that came into customer service, and this one is from J.H. Smith, and he says, Don, I have been following you since the 2010 Masters Special. I am very satisfied, but I have a question about the driver setup position of the club head in relation to the ball. I watch the Don Swings Through the Bag YouTube almost every day, the one with the down the line view and the face view. It is a great video. Alongside your video, there's always others to watch. I watched one by a fellow named Rob Bernard. In his video, he advocates centering the body, his sternum, 4 inches behind the ball, and addresses the ball with the face of the driver about 4 inches behind the ball. Then he keeps his left chest behind this point during the driver swing to promote an upward path at impact. That would definitely do it. That's somewhat along the lines of what I call the preloaded heavy right position. The next time I watched your video, I was amazed to notice that you position the face of the club well back of the ball on your driver. 3.37 to 3.39 on the Don Swings Through the Bag YouTube. I had never noticed this before, even having watched the video literally hundreds of times. I know you want to try to hit the driver with an ascending swing. Is it a key to the PPGS driver setup to set the face well behind the ball as shown in your video? Would this setup contribute to a left bias to the ball flight? Left bias meaning, I guess, getting a draw with it is what he means. Would this setup contribute to left bias in the ball flight? I think the fact that I failed to make this move contributes to the pull hook problems that I think is coming from the occasional shoulders left mistake I have made from time to time. I'm including a link to this video that he looked at. So I went to the video and I looked at it. And this gentleman makes a lot of really good points. And he does state that he likes the ball to be teed up with a driver. And I'm going to take one of these little tees over here and put the ball on it here. And he states that he likes the ball to be back in his stance. Okay? Now, the reason why he's doing that is he brings out a good point about what could possibly happen in your setup. So if I'm in my setup here and I have the ball, say, off my left heel. Remember, we keep it off the heel. If you had your feet straight like this, and like some people say, keep it on your instep. Well, if we kept it on our instep with our feet flared like I do, and especially as much as I open it, we recommend 30 on average is what you need to have, but I open it up at least 45 or more. The ball would be so far forward. And he makes a good point saying that when you get the ball forward in a stance, it can really open up your shoulders and cause a lot of pulls and pull hooks. And that is absolutely true. But that's why we get into the master setup position, right? So in other words, if I get my ball too far forward and my shoulders are open, way over here to the left compared to my toe line, all right? Let me get a toe line here on the ground. So if I'm standing here from this position and I'm trying to stay square, my toes, knees, hips, and shoulders and eyes to this, and I got the ball too far forward, and I just let my right side go to the ball like this. Notice my toes are on the line, but notice my shoulders are a mile left. And what do we have? We have the real high right arm where you can't see the left arm. We know the master setup position is supposed to be get the right arm down and under a little bit, which gives us a better tilt to the shoulders. See, if I get the right arm on top of my left arm, look at how high my shoulders are, and they're open. Okay? But as soon as I go into there and do this, now I can get my hands up there, and my right arm is down below it. So you can see this arm is slightly below the edge of that arm with the club. That's the master setup position, which allows us to turn both arms are relatively level in a triangle, and I can get a good lift. So from the front view, that would look like this. Okay? So if I had the right arm high, I'm wide open. My shoulders, my knees, my hips, and my shoulders are way left of my target of what my toe line is. All right? Now I get in this position. That alone helps pull us back. All right? But I still believe what this gentleman was talking about is he wants the hands in the middle of the body, and he wants to start it back here. Now, J.H. said that when he watched the Go Through the Bag video, right, when I ran the clubs, he said that I had my driver about 4 inches back. I think most of the time my driver is pretty close to the ball, but it's not really, really close, because I mean, heck, I mean, if you get it too close, you're going to be tapping it all the time, and a lot of times, and be having to bend down and pick it up. So I think my driver usually starts probably somewhere about there, but my left arm and shaft is in line with the club pointing at my left hip socket here, and I get in my posture from there, and it starts from there. And because I get the master setup position, right arm's below. Now, yeah, maybe my club's a couple inches back, but I don't think it's 4 inches back. I don't think I start with it 4 inches back, but I'm starting it maybe, from my view over here, it looks like the top, the crown of my club here is of the face is probably just a little bit more than an inch behind the ball. All right, but I'm not back here about 4 inches, because I like to try to make a quiet waggle, and I start from here, left arm shaft's in line, so you just take the club up, and then you just let it rip up to the finish. So I don't think it's good to have the club pointed here, because why? That's going to make the hands can be coming back in line with the club. We have to have the left arm and shaft in line to start from there, to get it back, to have a better lift into the mitten up the tree. So I think with any ball, let me take a look at an iron. Sometimes you guys give me questions, you got to really start making me think about things. So yeah, even with an iron, I'm probably my club head is about an inch behind the ball. I'm looking at my normal focus at the ball, but my club's about an inch away. And realistically, even on the ground, I mean, I always play the ball down, so you know that if you were to tap your ball and your ball moves from tee to green, according to the rules, you just made your ball move. You got a one-stroke penalty. All right. So I think it's obvious that you can't to start the club with the ball, to start the swing with the club almost touching the ball is too darn dangerous. So yeah, I don't think I'm 4 inches behind the ball, but I think I'm normally about 1 inch behind the ball. I get pretty close, but I'm about 1 inch, but or a little less, but I don't ever get real close, because again, playing the ball down, you can't afford to touch your ball. And naturally on a tee, if you knock it off the tee, you don't get penalized for that, but you got to get out of your stance, pick it up, put it back up on the tee. So I think there's no doubt I'm at least an inch away from it there, but it's all brought up for the fact that I just don't want to tap the ball and move it on the tee, and absolutely don't want to do it on the ground, because playing the ball down, that would cost me a penalty, a one-stroke penalty. Okay, so hopefully this helps everybody. But in the end, no matter what club I swing, I always have the left arm and shaft in line, up, pointing at the forward hip, which for me is the left hip. And starting in there, you got that automatically. When I start with the feeling that the triangle of my arms and shoulders in my body moves together to start the club back, with the feeling of moving the club head first, the head's leading going back, which helping me lifting the club up a little bit quicker to lift up into the light position, and from there to have the opposite happen with the hands coming down, to definitely stand here and make better swings and hit the ball, and just hit, especially with the irons, hit those little nip shots and hit those shallow thin to wind divots, which gives us a better upswing and gives us a better launch angle to hit it more solid, straight, and longer, and that's how we shoot those lower scores. All right, so that's it for the Surge today, and that was a great question about where the club is, and because again, that's one of the things that sometimes we just do, but we don't pay a whole lot of attention to it. And yes, my club's about an inch away. I don't think it's 3 or 4 inches, but it's usually about an inch away from all shots, from driver right to the wedges. Okay, well that's it for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.